Hello, group out there, peoples. Hope I got the lighting right. It's hard to get the lighting right, and I'm using a cheap camera, a Kodak S101. Those work real good, but they're cheaper cameras. And this camera I've got, one of my cats knocked it off my computer desk about a year ago, and I stepped on it by accident. So I typed it back together, and it works pretty good. And then I bought another new one, and then that one, oh God, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. Trying to keep this cat from getting up here and knocking everything down or whatever. This cat is stubborn. He likes to have his own way, and he's very aggressive. He's too spoiled. Oh God. What I'm making this video about is stupid, simple-minded people. What intrigued me to make this video, I just watched one, and it's about a man that wrote a book about the laws of stupidity and how stupid people are a danger to other people, and especially intelligent people. Man, that is so absolutely true. Stupid people. Stupid people, man. I can give some examples of stupid people in my life. One woman, where I lived in my other house from 1974 to 1995, she stood and this went on. Every time I'd be outside, she would stand outside with sunglasses and just stare at me and shuffle back and forth, cross her arms, and just stare at me. That went on for 18 years. Then she would badmouth me to other neighbors. So I just ignored all of them. I thought they were idle morons or whatever. But, thinking about that, look at how much of her life she wasted on just staring at me, when she could have gotten to know me or done the proper thing and lived her own life and left me alone. That's a minor example, or it's not minor, but that's an example of what I'm talking about. And I made a video about that woman that stared all the time for like 18 years, and I would just block it out. Anytime I'd look, there should be staring. Just think, how can she stand up so long? Because if I would have been outside 6 hours, barbecuing, I guarantee you she would have stood up in a stance with her legs slightly apart and just stared at me. Golly, man. I can't figure people like that out. But my mother that passed away last November, wow, it's been a year now since she died. I don't think very well of my mother, so, she did a lot of bad things in her life. But you talk about a simple-minded, stupid person, that was my mother. But then, of course, listen to this, she wanted to run everybody else's life. My mother was so simple-minded. She thought that if anybody ever got in trouble with the police or went to jail, that person was a bad person, that all police are honest, they tell the truth, and they care about people, and they're like angels. She was that damn stupid. Yet she wanted to run other people's lives. And she always hated women, but anytime she needed car insurance, here's what she would do. She would find an agency that like in in a newspaper or the phone book, that had a picture of a man wearing a suit with a smile on his face, an older man preferably, because she believed that if a man was middle-aged or older and he wore a suit with a necktie and he smiled, she thought that that was the same as God, and that's who she believed in. So of course, anybody that was around her, they would always have to correct her screw-ups, get her the proper insurance, different things. And all of her neighbors always hated her guts. Here in Houston and in Kennedale, Texas, by Fort Worth, because of her stupidity, her ignorance, what she believed about people. But, it's amazing. Those people are a danger to you because, okay, here's a story of my own, another story about a simple-minded, stupid-ass idiot. Okay, there's a guy across the street from me. Okay, I've lived in my house now for 31 years. As of the present, I've lived here 31 years. Alright, it was 17 and a half years ago in the year February of 2007. My wife left here. Well, I made my wife leave here, because she was doing drugs with other people out here. I didn't want her in this house. I made her leave this house. Legally made her leave this house. And I did get police involved in that. That's another total story. But she would go tell my neighbors crazy nonsense. She'd say I tried to kill her, that I attacked her, even though there wasn't a mark on her, And this idiot across the street, gosh, damn, unbelievable. That's been 17 and a half years ago. That stupid idiot, it's a man. He would probably now be in his late 40s. The way he looks at me, and he'll stand and he'll put his hands on his hips, like if I talk to him, he's like a bulldog, it's ridiculous. He still believes crap that she told him over 17 years ago. He still believes a bunch of goofy, crazy crap. But then, see, he never talked to me because he could have walked, during all these years, he could have walked over to my house and said, hey, I'm so-and-so, your neighbor. And I said, oh, how you doing? I'm, Earl or whatever. And I could have told him what that was about. It wasn't real. She would run down the street screaming and act crazy. She was trying to get attention because I wouldn't give her money for her happy pills. She was monohouse, I think is what they called it. She would go from pain management clinic. She would hop doctor clinics to get painkillers, to get Xanax, Valium, Oxycontin. She was heavy on that stuff. And it's those documents of those prescriptions where I showed she was going to 6 different clinics back then, is what I was able to show law enforcement to get her removed from my house. Because as soon as she was taken, running around outside acting crazy. Now, some of those police believed she was really being assaulted, but not after I produced the documents. And it showed her blood test that was from the hospital, all the drugs that were in her system. But this idiot across the street, that dumbass, he still looks at me like I'm a major woman beater or crazy person. After 17 and a half years. So a person is going to entertain harvest hatred for over 17 years when something that's not even true, when they were the victim instead. Can you imagine that? But that is the definition of a simple-minded, stupid people. People like that don't have any sympathy for them, because what they do, they rebel against ever having to learn in life. See, they don't want to learn. What it is, they want to believe just what's on the surface of their brain, what they assume or imagine or what somebody else tells them. And they want to just believe that, and they refuse to think for themselves about at-hand reality. People like that have a lazy brain, and for the way they can work against you in life to hold you back in life, you know, like at the workplace, for example. Stupid people can hinder your life. Stupid ass people. I mean, but back to my mother. Oh my God. You know, off and on I've had to deal with stupid ass people all of my life. I made 68. There were so many stupid ass people. And they can even, many people, you know, like social, out in public. You go to the bank, just by the way you look or the way you dress, they will imagine all these goofy, crazy crap about you. You know, and you can find this stuff out later. And a stupid person can be a danger to you. You know, it's like the old story, the hippie with long hair went into a little cow town. Like if you've ever watched the movie Easy Rider, Jack Nicholson rode with, you know, the other two guys, Dennis Hopper and who's the other guy? He's real popular. The movie Easy Rider from '69. Well, a bunch of these rednecks in this little town, they didn't like it because they went into a cafe in their town. But they left, and then they camped out in some woods nearby. Well, they went out there at night and beat one of them to death and killed them. There you go. And for absolutely no reason, because of shit they imagine, you know? Stupid, simple-minded people. But you know, the way my mother was, she thought all police were good people, and they always tell the truth, and they're angels, they're heavenly people. That they all, and that if a man wears a suit and a necktie, and he's age 50 to 80, and he's a preacher, that everything he says is true. And if he says you're going to go to hell, well, you're going to go to hell. That's how stupid and simple-minded she was. But here's why I'd have no pity for her. Because she was lazy-minded. She was too damn lazy to think. Because I would try to wake her up. So would my older sister. Try to wake her up. I'd show her articles and I'd say, see, Mom, where this cop raped this woman in jail? And she'd say, no, that's not true. Police don't do that. See, she didn't want to learn. She would push away reality. People like that are a danger to you. But anyway, this has got me laughing. I've probably forgotten some things I want to mention here. But, oh my God. But, that one video I watched earlier, the guy wrote a book, and it's for sale worldwide, The Laws of Stupidity. And it's about how it can infect people that, or how it can affect people that have to be around them or work around them, and it can actually manipulate the lives of very intelligent people. And yes, that is true. That is true. Well, this video may not make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but you know, people, get your head out of your bazookas. Don't be a dumbass. Look at hand reality, okay? Look at reality, people. And don't believe something just because somebody tells you something. If you didn't see it, then you don't know it, okay? And if someone's telling you something about someone else that serves no purpose, don't listen to it. Disregard it. Push it away. Because it's just something that somebody said. You know, people say a lot of things. But just gossip in general, don't partake in it. Don't be a part of it. You know, it says in the Bible, do not catch and throw. What catch and throw is, well, they did this. Did you hear of this about them? That's catch and throw. Women are notorious for that, especially in neighborhoods. They're very bad about that. But Jesus Christ is the answer, people. And thank you, Jesus Christ, for giving me the intelligence I have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But everybody have a great night, morning, or day, whatever it may be. Later, later.